Welcome to Derry starts with a chill that slips under your collar before you know it. Snowflakes drift across a lonely main highway, and a tiny paper boat spins in a roadside puddle, warning that this town remembers every secret it ever buried. A rusty sign moans in the wind, letters flaking like old scabs as it spells Derry. Beyond it stretches a postcard, pretty street white fences, bright lampposts, tidy porches, yet something underneath the cheerful paint already feels wrong. Circle October 2025 in bold red ink. That is when HBO and Max open Derry's gates for 9 weekly episodes of history, mystery, and nightmare fuel. The month flashes on screen like a balloon popping in slow motion. Then carnival music drifts through the falling snow and turns sweet cotton candy memories sour. A station wagon from out of state rattles into town, engine steaming in the cold. Charlotte steps out first, her sun-yellow coat glowing against the gray sky. She waves to neighbors, but everyone looks away, hustling children indoors and slamming shop doors before daylight vanishes behind the water tower. Inside a hardware store, Charlotte studies a newspaper whose headline about missing kids seems written in fresh marker like bad news that updates itself. She folds it and leaves, unaware of the antique snow shovels behind her, their blades dented as if they once battled something with claws. Outside, her teen son Leroy spots bullies roughing up a smaller boy in an alley. He charges in, yanks the kid free, and calls for help that never comes. When he glances around, every shop door is shut, every curtain drawn. Wind chimes tinkle in the emptiness, sounding more like a warning than a lullaby. Next, the camera glides into Derry's grand old movie palace. Dripping water echoes off cracked Art Deco pillars. A pacifier-chewing boy sits alone, staring at a blank screen while dust floats through a single projector beam. A too-tall shadow flickers across the light. The seat beside the child sinks even though no one seems to sit. Hard cut. The boy hitchhikes outside town, begging for anywhere but here. A smiling family in a sedan stops, invites him in, and the locks click shut. As the car pulls away, the pregnant mom's belly squirms like a bag of snakes. But the family just sings a lullaby that slows, bends, and sinks into static. Curfew flyers bloom on every lamppost in red paint. Be home before dark. Parents slam shutters, teachers hurry kids onto buses, and police will a bulletin board covered in fresh missing child photos into the station. Each black and white portrait is dated within the last 90 days. 3 middle school friends, Rosie, Tim, and Kane, meet in a junkyard warmed by a half-burned barrel. Rosie swears she heard circus music leaking from the radio the night the hitchhiker vanished. Tim flips a notebook filled with town legends. Shapes in storm drains, glowing eyes in the lake, red balloons tied to doorknobs that melt away by morning. Kay argues adults won't believe anything they can't see. Behind them, one lonely red balloon bobs over the frozen lake, its reflection upside down beneath the ice. The teaser dives under the streets. A rusty grate yawns open. Water gurgles through brick tunnels streaked with slime. Tiny handprints smear outward, as if someone fought not to be dragged deeper. An old toy clown floats face down, paint peeling from its grin. In a wider dark, 2 eyes ignite gold for a heartbeat then vanish with a distant child's scream. Charlotte pores over microfilm in the town library. Headlines roll by. 1907 Ironworks tragedy. 1929 picnic turns deadly. 1958 curfew returns. In every faded photo, a pale figure lurks at the edge, sometimes a fireman, sometimes a marching band drummer, always flashing the same unsettling smile. Charlotte leans closer and gasps, finally sensing the pattern no adult dared to notice. On crowded Main Street, a prison bus rumbles past Shawshank State Penitentiary stenciled on the side. Through thick glass, a shackled inmate's eyes glow just a shade too bright before the bus vanishes around a corner, hinting that Derry's darkness leaks into other king-sized nightmares. Night drops hard. Sleet ticks on roofs while a police cruiser creeps through side streets. Its spotlight lands on a circle of elementary school girls standing around a bonfire in an empty lot, their faces blank, palms raised into the flames. All heads snap toward the cruiser at once. The light flickers, and when it steadies, the lot is empty except for footprints smoking in fresh snow. Leroy paces his room, flashlight shaking. Something taps inside the walls. 3 knocks, then a giggle that echoes like a circus funhouse. He presses an ear to the plaster and hears a child begging for help from behind the studs. The trailer slams into a breakneck cascade. The junkyard friends prying a manhole lid. Charlotte sprinting a dark hallway as fluorescent tubes burst overhead. A driverless carnival float gliding down Main Street, confetti transforming into bloody snowflakes. The pregnant hitchhiker mom on a frozen lake, her belly bulging with clawed fingers against the ice. Kay screaming as red balloons explode from her locker, drenching her in rusty water. Tim mapping sewer tunnels that form a spider web under every street. And at last Pennywise, half-lit, arms spread in welcome, grins stretching until fangs flash in the sudden beam of a lone spotlight. One last reveal. Dick Hallorann, young and uniformed, crawls across a smoky battlefield. Mortar fire shakes the trees, yet he stares at empty air, seeing starving clown faces that swirl in the smoke. He mutters about a shine he can't shut out while yellow balloons drift between charred trunks. tying the Overlook's horrors to Derry's never-ending feast. Everything stills at dawn. Charlotte stands on her porch, breath curling in the cold. A single red balloon drifts past, hovers by the porch light, then pops without sound, droplets freezing before they hit the steps. The screen goes black and the title rises like a corpse from dark water. Welcome to Derry. The letters pulse like a heartbeat while a whisper slides out of the speakers. The clown never left, he was only waiting for new eyes. So keep the flashlights ready, steer clear of storm drains, and meet me back here for every fresh trailer dive. October can't come soon enough, and you won't want to face Derry alone.